Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today to share with you or to create a card with you on our weekly Wednesday Make It Together card. Today we're going to do a really fun, super simple card for fall, and we're going to create this card right here. So let's get started with the supplies we're going to need. You're going to need a crumb cake card base, and then you're going to need another piece of crumb cake that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to need 3 strips or 3 pieces of white cardstock, or you could use vanilla, that measure 3 by 1 inch. Okay, so you're going to need 3 of those, and we're going to do a little bit of triple stamping on this card right here. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to put down on our scrap paper our three strips, and we're going to line them up. I know it's kind of hard for you to see with the white on white, but I'm just lining them all up so they're in a square. And then I used Old Olive and pumpkin pie. I used the early espresso on the greeting and the little splatter that goes on, and then I use the crumb cake as another leaf option to give us a fall look. And the set I'm using today is the Autumn Leaves set that's in the annual catalog, and that is also on sale through today. So today is the last chance for you to get this on sale. So we're going to start with the large one, the large leaf, and the orange or the pumpkin pie. Now you can use Calypso Coral, or if you wanted it a little bit darker, you could use Cajun Craze. Whatever fall color you want. You could even use Cherry Cobbler if you want it to be more of a red look. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to position it so that it's kind of over the left side of my 3 strips. Now again, I'm having those 3 strips lined up, and then I'm just going to stamp that straight down on those 3 or wherever it lands. I'm giving it some firm pressure, and I'm letting it sit a little bit because this is a large stamp, and I want to make sure that I get all my image. Okay, and then I'm going to take off my stamps image, and there you have those 3, and I just barely got that orange on that one, but I got it on the bottom too. So we're going to line those back up. That's the trick. Just line your papers back up again, and then pick your next color. So I think I'll use the bigger leaf and the Old Olive. So I'm going to grab that Old Olive, sauce up that leaf, and then it doesn't matter where you put these. You can put them wherever you want. The key is to just keep your 3 pieces together. So I think this time I am going to, let's just go right down here real close to this orange one. And again, you want to just make sure that your 3 stay together. This is the hardest part about it, is keeping them all together when they want to fly away. You could probably use some double stick tape that is removable if you want. I'm just going to stick another one right over here for 2 little green ones. And then I'm going to bring in my crumb cake for my smaller leaf. Grab that one. Again, these are all from that Autumn Leaves stamp set, and you can get that on sale through today. So hop on over to my blog at blessedbycards.com, and you can add that to your cart right from my blog. And I'm just stamping again, just another little leaf. And I think I'm just going to do, well, maybe I'll do a teeny tiny little one down here. Just a little teeny tiny one. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my early espresso and my little splatter. And that stamp is not in the set. That one's actually from the new set. I think, I can't even remember the name of it. It's the Love and Strength, I do believe. So I will make sure that I indicate what stamp set that is on my YouTube channel so you can see it. But just randomly stamp however you want those little splatters all over your card. Just kind of adds a little touch to it. Okay, so that's all for those stampings, and now we want to keep them kind of together so that we know how they go on our card. I'm going to remove this scrap paper here. Okay, now we're going to bring in our panel of crumb cake, and that is where we are going to put these on. Okay, and so that's going to be our top one, and this is the middle one that it just barely touched, and this is the third one. So for this one, I think on my first one I did not use any Stampin' Dimensionals, but I think I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop that up just a little bit and get just a different look for it. So let's do that. I'm going to put one on each. Now let's just do 1, 2, and 3. And instead of doing them all, I'm just going to go ahead and do the first 3. Line that up. Hopefully I'm not out of the camera. Okay, there's the first one. And then we want to get the second one. That you can tell it lines up. Turn that over. Pop 3 of those Stampin' Dimensionals right on top of there. And let's get those off. If you're like me, you find these little white things all over your house. I usually find them in my bathroom. I must get them on my feet in the summertime. Okay, and the last one, 1 and 2 and 3. And let's just stick that straight down. It does give it a little bit more dimension. I kind of like that. Now you could even give it further dimension if you wanted to, and you could pop up this whole panel right onto the card front if you wanted to, but I think that's enough for me. And I'm going to bring in my greeting and my early espresso ink. I'm going to sauce that up. And this says with a grateful heart, and that is in that stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp it straight down on the front. There you go. And there is, you can even add some of these splatters all around here if you want. Just give it a little bit more dimension for down here. If you want to add that, just kind of go crazy with your creation. Do whatever feels right for you. So the last thing I'm going to do is bring in our little bit of pearls. And I'm just going to grab my straight pin because it makes it easier for me to pick up those pearls. And I'm going to grab those right here, and we're just going to randomly stick them on wherever you think would be good. And there's that. So that's the pearl part. And then the last thing you have to do is, like I said, if you want to put Stampin' Dimensionals on it and pop it up for a further dimension, you could also take a blending brush. I think I did bring one up with me. You could take a blending brush and maybe some of the crumb cake. Let's do that. Let's take some crumb cake and just get a little bit on there, and then just do a little bit around those edges, just so you can kind of pick that up. I'm sure if you were to use the blending brush, or I'm sorry, if you were using the Stampin' Dimensionals, it would pop it up and you could see the edges a little bit better. But I'm just putting just a slight little bit of color all around those edges, as you can see with the crumb cake color. You can do this before you add all your frou-frou and stamps if you want, but sometimes you get that inspiration at the last minute. Okay, it adds just a little touch of color, and I think, yeah, let's go ahead and pop this one up as well. Why not? All right, got the Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put them all 4 corners. Okay, and if you're like me, you like to use the ends, you can always, you know, use the ends of these where they're put, oopsie, use the ends of those and put them down at the bottom, those kind of end pieces. If you don't want to use a full-on dimensional, you can just tear those off. Sorry, I'm off camera. So that's a great way to use all your dimensionals, or at least the excess that aren't cut out, but they're still perfectly fine to use on the edges of things. The leftovers, as they say. Okay, we're just going to pull that off, and then I'm just going to line up right, oops, let's do it right side up, Will. And then let's just stick that straight down right on the card front, and that really does make it pop quite a bit. So you can do it however you want. If you want the more flat version, if you're, you know, mailing it to a place where you think that the postage will be an issue, then I would go with the flat. So sorry about that, folks. My camera just stopped working, and I don't know what happened. So anyway, that is all I had for my weekly Wednesday video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be blessed.